Welcome back to the channel, and tonight we have a very special edition of Wrestle Chat Wednesday. Yes, a special edition because it is Monday and it is not on Big Stan's channel, it's on through live stream. But before we get started, I wanted to dedicate this episode to my father-in-law. Um, he is in hospice, and they said that he might not have too much longer, and I want to dedicate this episode to him. And I remember most of the time since I've known him, he's always had some wrestling going on. I come by and there'd be some wrestling going on. So with that being said, it's time to roll the fucking tape. Yeah, hey, it's time to let the rough side drag. And as always, we have the main host of Wrestle Chat right here next to me, Big Stan, Double G, the Super Destroyer. Yeah. And down below me, I'm hyped tonight, guys. We have the honorable Dr. X. And I'm gonna release this on over to Big Stan so he can do it right.
Well, it goes like this. For everybody that's tuned in tonight here on the 3 live stream, it is once again the Super Destroyer, the professional wrestling machine, the 3 live champion, and the big homie, Big Stan Harris, coming at you live. And I did not come alone by no means, baby, because as you can see, not only do I have the Mangler and the Strangler, my main man, Pac Daddy, but right here underneath is none other than the greatest mind in all of professional wrestling, the Honorable Dr. X.
So good to be with you guys, man. I've been looking forward to this.
I am too, man. We're gonna get into all kinds of stuff tonight. We got AEW stuff. We got SPW South Pro Wrestling stuff. We have WWE stuff as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and let this rip. Our first topic tonight is Vince's return to the WWE. And we'll kind of start with Big Stan and roll it down to Dr. X. What do you guys think on that?
I think if it's a temporary return, then that's fine. With the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania rapidly approaching within the next few months or so, I don't think it's a bad idea to bring back the chairman, Mr. McMahon, for such a point in time. But as far as the long term goes, I think Triple H needs to remain as the head of creative in all of the WWE content, because as it's been proven, Triple H is able to take things into a direction that the fans are going to want to be able to be invested in. He's just the here and now, and he knows how to take things on into the future if it comes down to it for WWE. So that's pretty much my opinion as far as Vince McMahon's return to the company.
Well, as Big Stan knows, and most everyone out there knows my opinion of the WWE, I don't really follow it anymore. I gave up on them a long time ago. As far as Vince is concerned, I kind of agree with Big Stan there, except I think he just needs to stay retired. But that's just, you know, my opinion and my opinion only. And, I think Stan's on the right track. I think Triple H just needs to keep the reins and keep doing what he's doing.
We all know a lot of people love the Attitude Era. A lot of people love the 80s era. And we know it's not quite the same. So you guys both agree that Triple H could kind of bring it back into something that would get everybody pulled back in like they were That's what you guys think. Why do you think Triple H did that? Vince is the one who originally did it originally. Why does he want to steer so much away from that, do you think? Big Stan.
Because Vince got away from what originally made the WWE what it was, or should I say, the World Wrestling Federation. You know, everything that Vince McMahon brought to the table, or what he brought to the forefront for sports entertainment, more so than professional wrestling. I think that's where the dynamic falls in with Triple H. Triple H is more of a professional wrestling uh, type of individual as opposed to sports entertainment. He feels as if the sports entertainment part will take care of itself. He seems to be more concerned about making sure that the fans have something to truly invest in which that's what actually is the drawing factor for professional wrestling at the end of the day. If you're not the type of persona that the fans can get behind and invest in emotionally, then what are you doing? You're spinning your wheels. People may as well be watching cartoons or whatever the latest sitcom or whatever that there is on TV to watch. You may as well watch Family Feud or something to that effect. I mean, because it's just going to be just regular TV as opposed to professional wrestling. Professional wrestling was a whole other level of entertainment, and that's what it has to go back to, or should I say, that's where it needs to stay with Triple H, being the head of content and creative for WWE. He's done a lot of things as far as implemented, like the names that he originally came up with a lot of the wrestlers. He gave them their names back, like their full first and last names and things of that nature. A lot of little small things, small, minute uh, details that were, reapplied has made all the difference during this time that Triple H has been administering WWE.
Yeah, continue on, Dr. X, if you have anything to add to that, sir.
Not really. I mean, like I said, I don't keep up with it anymore. And for me to make a lot of comments on WWE, I don't think it's really fair to WWE because I don't keep up with it anymore. Once, it kind of got out of hand several years ago, and I just quit watching it. And I could really care less. I hate to be that way, but independence is pretty much what I can concentrate on now. That and a little bit of AEW, just because they have talent that I've worked with in the past. So,
Go ahead, Big
My
Stan. You want
point
to say something?
exactly. You see, this man says he's not even interested because there was, the direction that it went in, it took a lot of the interest away from traditional fans.
Right.
So now they've got to try to do what they've got to do in order to get it back. And I do think they're on the right track. They're even going as far as to mention the word professional wrestling in their shows now. They're not just going as far to say sports entertainment or whatever. So
Right.
I think they're on the right track. They just got to stay with it.
I want to give some shouts. We got Big M, DFS, Animal Mother Custom, Moto Frank 21. Let's see. And I think that'll round out about the chat. Any questions or any thoughts you have, let us know. We will interject them in. I don't have much else to add to that. So we're gonna get it. When you say Dr. X, some of the talent you worked in, I don't know if you can touch basis on that, but that intrigues me.
One particular fella that I love to watch and keep up with that I've worked with in the past, and that's Ricky Starks. That kid is phenomenal. And if Tony Khan does not give him a title run soon, he's missing the boat. Let's just put it that way. I mean, Ricky is total professional, 100%, nonstop, all the time. He's the real deal.
All right. So our next topic, because we're also going to touch a little bit on, so everybody knows about Dr. X and Big Stan. But before that, we got a couple more topics we're going to talk about. One of them being, is the WWE hinting at The Rock returning for the Royal Rumble? The most recent media flyer / poster being the source for the inquiry. Go ahead, Big Stan.
Yeah, I've been hearing this for a while now. About The Rock making a potential return, but I think what's going to have to happen is at this point they're going to have to make sure that whatever happens, if they're going to have The Rock cross paths with Roman Reigns, it has to make all the sense in the world, especially if The Rock comes out victorious over Roman. They have to at least be into a 3-match program or something of that nature, or 2 matches or whatever, but it can't just be a one-off situation.
Yeah, I just don't see how they can make it believable if they do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just think if you're gonna do that, it has to make perfect sense. And I
Yeah,
don't see The
they've
Rock.
got to find some way to make it believable and make it draw out more than a one-time deal.
Yeah, and I don't see The Rock coming back for any other reason. There wouldn't really be anything else for him to come back for except for facing Brock Lesnar. But I'm sure that wouldn't happen due to the nature of that particular match. How that match is going to go is, I don't feel like The Rock is going to put himself or his well-being on the line in order to risk it all against Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would definitely bet the house on him being in a storyline against Roman Reigns if he's to make a comeback.
Yeah, Dr. X, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Is that even possible? So when we see a lot of these what I'll call it, established veteran wrestlers that come back and they wrestle here and there, is it possible for that to work? Because in professional wrestling, storyline is a big part of what draws people. Now I know Rock, he is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, is what they said, and his mic skills are like none other. Um, is it possible to entertain, like you guys said, make it believable with just a one off and not having a complete storyline run? Or
I don't think it is. I think it's going to take a series, so to speak. I don't think you can do a one-off thing and make it believable. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't see it.
go ahead, Big Stan.
Yeah, just piggybacking off Dr. X. I mean, it's just simple and plain. Like, to bring a big name such as The Rock back, it has to be for a really good reason. I mean, think about the last time he made a big appearance for WWE during WrestleMania season. He started out as the host, and then it led into him ultimately facing John Cena. Okay, that made all sense in the world. Although the timing was a bit off, but I'm sure they had to work around Rock's movie schedule and everything. That's something that probably should have happened a little sooner, but still, it made sense for them to face each other. You know, and you just, like I said, you just don't want to bring a name like The Rock back for nothing. It has to be a payoff of something like that.
I just don't see with his movie career the way it is and everything why he would even want to. I mean, even for a one-off, it just doesn't make sense to me. But nothing the WWE does makes sense to me. So, you know.
If my memory serves me correct, and I like to exercise my memory, sometimes it's incorrect, sometimes it's accurate. When watching a lot when I was younger, as opposed to now, I don't remember those one-offs happening so much with like old school wrestlers and those veterans coming back for a one shoot. I don't remember that the way I do, like I do now. Is that correct?
I believe you're correct. You know, I don't remember a lot of it either. Uh, and now it seems more common than it has in the past, for sure.
Go ahead, bit double. Go ahead, double G. We'll take your comments off before we can continue it on.
Oh yeah. No, I don't recall of a lot of that one-off business happening like back in the '80s, '90s. You know what I'm saying? A little bit here and there, but that often happened with WWE or WWF per se. You know, Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow or something to that nature. You know, there's something. You know, those types of matches would come to mind pretty quick. Um, Kane versus Pete Rose or something to that nature. You know, it was just it didn't happen often. You
Right.
know, I guess because it wasn't a lot of people that could probably get in there and pull it off. But I guess you just got more celebrities out there that's willing to get in the ring and give it a shot and what have you. But nah, it happens now more than anything. I guess because WWE is also more concerned about the drawing factor with celebrities, and which they've always have been.
Well, they when they first introduced that drawing with celebrities, I'll touch base on that before we move on. They did it very tastefully. I remember that happening back in the late '80s. For me, when I was watching, I remember that happening. Notably, it was like Mike Tyson in that match. It was great. It just felt different back then with bringing that
Yeah,
type of deal in. I'm gonna move it on unless somebody has something to talk about with that.
You know, back when I was watching, it seemed like in the older days, you know, back the early '80s, mid '80s, you would have people that you hadn't seen in a while show up for maybe a Royal Rumble or a battle royal match of some kind. But now it just seems like every time you turn around, every Joe Blow is coming out of retirement for this one match, and you know,
Yeah. There's an other side of the coin to that particular the Royal Rumble hyping and billing. Also on that media poster was Cody Rhodes, and did that kind of spoil his return? And I know Big Stan had some other comments regarding that. What do you guys think?
yeah, it definitely spoiled it. They should have saved Cody's return for the Royal Rumble match itself.
Who's charged of that? So you guys are like, you talk about how Triple H can take this company back to where it needs to be. That's a that's a big, like, why would you do that type deal?
I have no idea. I don't. I have no idea who's actually making the final call on that. And if Triple H made that call, where did that? What was his motivation for that? You know, I just don't see from a booking standpoint where Cody Rhodes not being a surprise entrant after he's been injured and been off the radar for a while. He hasn't been forgotten, but it's like the fans are more or less anticipating a Royal Rumble match return, because it just makes more sense. Again, it goes back to making sense. And then he still has that sort of outsider type of vibe going, because he hadn't been back long enough to fully reestablish himself as a WWE talent. So why not give not only him but give the fans that classic moment of just returning at the Royal Rumble match itself.
Do you think we're missing something there, Dr. X? Do you think maybe we don't see the whole picture? Maybe they have a whole
Well,
plan for it?
I agree with Big Stan. I mean, why do that? I mean, why not have him come in as a surprise? It kind of makes me question the whole WWE, though. I mean, has Vince really been gone all this time, like they claim he has been, or has he still been behind the scenes pulling strings like he always has? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I think Big Stan's on the right track. I think they should have kept him as a surprise instead of just saying, "Oh, well, he's going to be there." Because I think you're
So,
going to draw more interest once he pops through the curtain, and you are letting the cat out of the bag this early anyway.
well, I know we had talked on a previous Wrestle Chat, Big Stan. Cody Rhodes was doing amazing in AEW. Then he went to WWE. One of the concerns I had was them mishandling him as a talent and as his character, because he was able to shine in AEW, amazing over there. And my concern was, what are they going to do with him? Are they going to treat it right, or did they just want to pull some talent from the AEW?
I think it was more so of, and Cody mentioned this. He was only going to be able to go so far in AEW, and he actually, he spoke that upon himself, that he couldn't be the champion there, for all the reasons, that are obvious. But him going back to WWE, it played well into his hand and everything, if it was handled properly. But everything was actually being handled properly up until right now, with him being spoiled as, being on the card for the Royal Rumble.
That reduces his pop. That's a huge part of the fucking draw. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
If anybody else has anything to add, continue on.
Now, I mean, yeah, I think we pretty much covered that.
All right, so our next topic is, I think everybody needs to kind of get to know Dr. X, Big Stan, and Southwest Professional Wrestling. And right now, I'm going to kind of release it on over to Big Stan and Dr. X, and we're going to talk about some Southwest Pro Wrestling. One things I do want to get to, I'm very hyped to hear about, is the story and understanding behind the Texarkana Championship. So I know there's a lot of stuff you want to talk about. Big Stan, Dr. X, go ahead.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
as far as my professional wrestling background, I've been into the business as an active professional wrestler and uh, co-booker, co-promoter. I've been wrestling for almost 8 years, um, doing the booking role and promotional side for going on 5 years.
Right. Because y'all are both part of Southwest Pro Wrestling. So if you could kind of, I know go ahead, Dr. X, what you were going to say.
Oh, nothing. I was just nodding my head in agreement. So, uh, I guess I really don't have anything to do with Southwest Pro Wrestling other than showing up when they need me and just helping out as needed. My past, uh, I've been in this for a little over 30 years, just doing whatever, wherever. A lot of stuff in Texas and Arkansas. Uh, I have owned my own company in the past and was main promoter and booker and flunky all at the same time, But the things that Big Stan have done and the owners of Southwest Pro Wrestling have done have been amazing, and they're doing a good job. Unfortunately, they've hit a few snags here and there with some sickness and having to cancel a few dates and whatnot. But that's just part of the game. But yeah, Big Stan. I guess I met him several years ago and saw him work and was just very impressed by the young man, and told him if he was ever interested, I'd love to take him under my wing and manage him. And we've been together ever since, and it's been a great ride so far.
If you don't mind me asking, how far back does that go with you and Big Stan?
Oh goodness, go ahead.
Basically from the beginning. As far as I can recall, after my first match, Dr. X just so happened had been on the same card on the night of my first match. I actually wrestled 3 times that night. I wrestled the first match. It was a Halloween battle royal. I was in a hood, or as they call it, a mask. And then I did my singles match, and then I did a 6-man tag match that night. And I received a call, I guess about 2 in the morning. Not a call, I'm sorry. I received a text around 2 the next morning from Dr. X, stating how he was impressed with my performance and everything, and offered me an opportunity to come and wrestle for his then SAW wrestling promotion, and things that just kind of took off from there. Eventually, the good doctor ended up retiring from in-ring competition, and decided to take on the managerial role as my manager. And like I said, things just kind of took off from there.
Do you recall any of that, Max? Dr. X. Like, he wrestled 3 times. Was that something that kind of drew you in with him?
Pretty much, yeah. He just. I'm trying to find a good word to describe it. He just had the it factor, just everything he did in the ring looked old school. He acted old school, and it was just amazing what he did that night. No newcomer that I've ever known of before wrestles 3 times in a night. You're lucky if you get a little 5-minute match out of them, much less 3 full matches in a night, and I was just very impressed with him.
Let's see. Talking about the Texarkana Championship, you guys are very involved with that. Can you guys kind of give us a little bit more about that? I released it to you guys because I know there's certain things you can or can't talk about, and I want to make sure whatever's talked about that is acceptable. So, Big Stan, you were the first ever Texarkana champion for the Southwest Pro Wrestling. And what's up to M3? What's up? M3 is here tonight. You see him, Big Stan.
M3, Margos, what up? Yeah, man. I was very grateful to have the opportunity to be the first ever Texarkana wrestling champion, as everyone here on the 3 Live stream is well aware of. Yeah, man, that was a championship that was created by Southwest Pro Wrestling to represent the city that I was born and raised in, Texarkana, which is a combined city from 2 states of Arkansas and Texas. And of course, I was born on the Texas side, but I was raised and grew up my whole life on the Arkansas side of Texarkana. But yeah, it was just an absolute honor, pleasure, and privilege to have the opportunity to represent my city as their first ever champion in professional wrestling. And it's still an honor that I take very seriously to this day. And all the wrestling fans throughout this area takes it very seriously, along with the good doctor, and my family and everybody is aware of the Texarkana Wrestling Championship. And, I was a proud champion up until, I unfortunately lost the title last year during the last Southwest Pro Wrestling live event, and so
Well,
it is what it is as far as the Texas County Wrestling Championship.
I fear there might be some thoughts you have with that, Dr. X, because the Texarkana Championship involves three pivotal pieces, which I do believe Big Stan, Connor Vega, and Dr. X. Um, Go ahead, Dr. X, if you have some words on the Texarkana Championship
Yeah,
and this.
I tell you what, Texarkana is a great place, and I know Big Stan's proud of his hometown, and his hometown is very proud of him, with or without the belt. Um, when Big Stan lost that title, I was very shocked. I was kind of speechless there for a couple of days. Unfortunately, I wasn't there when that happened, but I do know what happened. I've seen video of it. And Connor Vega, I hope you're watching, boy, because I got news for you. Big Stan's getting that drip back, and he's going to get back really soon. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it happen this next weekend, but your time's coming. I guarantee it.
That is a unanimous consensus on this panel, and I would agree that I would probably say that everybody in chat would agree. Chat, do you agree? Connor Vega's time is limited. Big Stan is coming for that strap.
Well, like the doctor says, if the doctor says it, it's the truth, and you can take that to the bank. So there you go.
Fucking period in dot right there.
Yeah. And I'm sure you want to know the details of the match. If it hasn't been stated already, it was one of those situations where my foot was underneath the rope and then eventually ended up on the rope during the 3 count. The referee never seen it. The crowd was constantly trying to notify the referee that my foot was on the rope. The promoter Al Henderson came from the back to let the referee know that my foot was on the rope. The fans were livid. After the 3 count was made, after the dead silence, it went into just pandemonium with the fans. Nobody was happy about it. So again, that's pretty much uh, the size of everything that went down that night with me and Connor Vega.
Yeah, that was. I got much to say, but I wasn't very happy about that either. But we both understand that wrestling is a sport where anything and everything can happen. Injuries, last minute things, unexpected items, unexpected turnarounds, spots being blown, spots being made, matches being turned. You know what I mean? So when he told me about that, I can't really relay what I wanted to say because I don't want to damn it. You know what I'm saying? It's public, but I'm hoping he gets it back quick. But the first match, Dr. X, you were in his corner when he won it, but the second time that they wrestled, you were not able to be in his corner. And I think that might have been no shade to Big Stan. Big Stan could take care of himself in the ring, but maybe that might have been taken advantage of a little bit. I don't know. That's just my opinion. That doesn't mean it's true.
Well, like you said, things happen. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there that night, but if I had been, who's to say I could have stopped it from happening anyway? Like you said, Big Stan can take care of himself. He doesn't need me in his corner, but I prefer to be there just in case, because after all, I like to dish it out as well as, whatever. But anyway,
Put it this way: when I received a couple of low blows from Conor Vega, I guarantee you there would have been something that the good doctor could have done in the midst of me making time for myself to recuperate from such maneuvers as that that were taking place that night. I sustained a few low blows here and there, rakes in the eyes. I mean, I'm not making any excuses for myself, But it was just one of those deals where at the end of the night when the ref made the 3 count without seeing my foot where it was placed or whatever, according to the fans and everything. Because honestly, man, I was out after I went up to the top rope, did the hangover uh, high risk maneuver and missed it. I was pretty much out from that point. I was just basically wrestling on instinct from there. You know, but according to everybody else, man, it was just really, it was an unjustified outcome. You know, kids were crying. My nieces and nephews, all of the kids and everybody, they weren't happy about it at all. So it's just something that, at some point, man, it has to be reprimanded and rectified. At some point or another, it has to happen. However, it has to happen. It's got to happen, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, so somebody just commented says sometimes you just need an equalizer. Well, I guess that's my job. I'm there to equalize it the best I can, and when I can't be there, there's just nothing I can do about it. But Connor Vega, your time's coming, and trust me, I'll have the cane, I'll have the brass knucks, I'll have something, and we'll be waiting on you for sure.
I hope you're listening to this, Connor Vega. You don't know me, but these two guys right here, and I hope you're listening because I'm with these gentlemen right here. And the rough side's going to drag, and like Big Stan says, it's going to be time to get down with the get down for sure on that deal. And like Big Stan also says, yeah, I got to say it one time for Big Stan, bro. Everybody that talks to Big Stan, you in the call, you in the conversation. Yeah.
Shout out to the prophet director one time.
Well, hey, Danny says though, love you guys, man. There's some realness here, so it's easy to love what you see that's real.
Hey, we love y'all too.
Absolutely.
So I want to say that.
Love to everybody out there, Danny Dolphin, Marcos, DFS, prophet director, everybody that's out there right now, Big M, Moto Frank 21. Let's see who all I can see real quick. That's out there hanging, swinging, and banging with us in the chat. I think that's going to cover everybody for right now, but I had to go ahead and get that out there real quick.
Yeah. I just want to get you guys get as much time as you can in with Dr. X and Big Stan. Life is short and you don't want to miss these times. We have a little less than an hour before we got to sign off. So get it in now. You got any questions for these guys? Let them know. We have some topics, but if y'all got some questions, we will hit them guys with them. But going back to talking about having Dr. X in your corner or not having him in your corner, Big Stan, if you could kind of, and like I said, I'm trying to make that match too. That's like a 5-hour drive for myself, but it's something I can't explain to you guys. Like when me and Big Stan met in November, I was honored. It was amazing. So, Big Stan, you are definitely able, like we are talking about earlier, to handle yourself in the ring. When Dr. X, the guy you respect so much, is in your corner watching your match, what does that do to you here physically?
It's one of those things, like it's motivation, like from a coach's standpoint. First and foremost, it's like certain things that I might not see at the moment. He's able to see it, and he's able to bring it to my attention. There might be an opportunity that presents itself that where the good doctor is able to pinpoint a weakness in my opponent, and he can direct the traffic.
Mentally, is that like a pure rush of adrenaline? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, because I know where Dr. X stands when it comes down to Big Stan Harris. He's one of those people that I know at the end of the day has my best interest at heart. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So for me, that alone helps to drive me to wanna go about everything even harder. Just like my family. He's just like family to me. Just to bring it up, just for everybody to know just how legit the relationship is between myself and Dr. X. Dr. X was literally standing behind me at my mother's funeral. You know what I'm saying? The man drove all the way from Memphis, Tennessee, and it was probably the coldest day that I can remember since the last big snowstorm that we've had. And he was there. He was there to do whatever that was needed in order to make sure that I was good. You know, that's a friend, that's a brother, that's a family member right there. You know, and for him to always be willing to make sure that for whatever it's gonna take for me to become victorious and for me to attain as much success within the world of professional wrestling, that's what he's always done. He's seen enough in me to where he felt like he could invest his time and everything else that he's invested, in order to make sure that Big Stan Harris can be remembered properly in the world of professional wrestling for however far it reaches out, throughout the spectrum of fans.
Right.
That's where it stands with us.
We got Big Al. Big Al's in the chat. What's up, Big Al? You guys know Big Al, of course.
Oh man, there he is.
What's
There
up,
he
brother
is.
Al? Hope you're feeling better, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. X. If you have anything you want to say to that.
Wow. I mean, what can I say? Big Stan is, our relationship has grown over the years, and I consider him my brother. And there's nothing in this world that I won't do to help him if he needs it within my power. And I feel like if I needed to call on him for anything, he'd be there for me also. His mom, it was nothing for me to drive down for her funeral because she was one of the kindest and sweetest women I've ever known in my life. And it was my honor to be there. And I didn't do it for show. I did it because Big Stan's my friend and my brother. And damn it, you're going to get me crying here.
Yeah.
But it's real. It's just real, brother. One of those things, that people.
We're breaking kayfabe here a little bit.
Yeah, right on. Y'all getting it.
It's true, honest feelings what we're saying right now, and I consider Stan one of my best friends in this whole world, without a doubt.
The emotion makes the best part of anything we do, especially you get in that ring. You can see the true emotion. Big Stan's one of the. Big Stan, when we met and my wife met you, she was just like, he's just larger than life. You know what I mean? That's who you are. You're a good guy, and we all love you. And you leave a lasting impression, bro, when you talk to somebody. You know what I mean?
I definitely do my best. Before I go any further, Al Hustle Henderson, check your phone, brother. Check your phone. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Glad to have you on. Glad to have you with us tonight. Hanging, swinging, and banging in the chats.
Yeah,
so I was worried about you, brother. I was worried about you.
We also got Dirt Fisherman. What is up, Dirt? And Criminal Element in the house.
Oh man, Dirt Fisherman and Criminal Element. That sounds like a tag team,
dude. Look at these wrestling minds going at it. But we will get back into kayfabe. We will stop breaking kayfabe here, and we'll get back to the stuff. But anybody who's good at what they do, they have fire inside them, and sometimes that fire is very emotional, dude. I thought about doing the show tonight, and I'm like, this is big time for me to do this show. I told Big Sam, like, Big Dr. X is going to be here again. I'm fucking hyped. Be able to talk to these guys, be able to part of what they do. And I'm not taking anything for granted in this part of my life. You know, when I was younger, maybe I did. I did a lot. And I'm just making the most of everything I can. And to see the chemistry and the camaraderie and the friendship between these two is something that you just don't come across every day. But with that being said, we got some more topics to go on.
Well, before we go into that, let me just tell everybody Big Stan Harris is one of the most genuine people you will ever meet in your life. The people absolutely love him, whether it's his family, fans, whatever. Everybody loves him. Big Stan hates to cheat, whereas I don't care. I'll do what I got to do to get the gold around the man's waist. But that being said, he is definitely, without a doubt, one of the most genuine human beings you'll ever meet in your life.
I really appreciate that. Same with you. Same with Pat here. You know, same with every. You know, I've met a lot of the Three Live Universe. You know, I've had the chance to be on the show with a lot of the people, or you know, chatted with them in some form or another. You know, it's just a great atmosphere and a great situation to be a part of. You know, I just try to do what I can do to leave a lasting impression. You know, to bring about as much positive energy and good vibes as possible. You know, I'm nowhere near perfect, but I just try to, you know, spread love wherever possible. You know, I just feel like there's enough of uh, hate and you know, people disliking each other and people going against each other for all the wrong reasons. You know, there's enough of that in the world, man, to last forever. So you know, I'm trying to just turn the tide on a lot of that. You know, bring, like I said, bring about a different type of energy when I come to wherever I got to come to, man, and cross paths with people. You know, I just want them to know that, you know, it's not all bad. You know,
Right.
we can have a good time. You know, regardless. I mean, I don't. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't agree with a lot of things that that I probably enjoy, but you know, at the same time, uh, you know, I probably don't agree with a lot of things other people might enjoy, or what their preferences are, things that nature. I don't think that doesn't mean that we can't get along. You know,
There you go.
we can't coexist. You know what I'm saying? And that's usually my message uh, to the world. You know, on a regular basis, man. You know, it's just we got to always keep in mind. You know, we gotta try to coexist and get along, man. That's how the world, you know, that's how you are able to go farther. You know, it's not about who you disagree with or don't get along with. It's about who you can get along with and make a difference with.
Um, that, those words ring very true. Um, Dr. X said he'll do what he needs to keep that strap around you. Um, I kind of hinted maybe with some dirty tactics. I'm with Dr. X, man. Whatever it takes to get the W, because I missed this right off the rip of the show. It's the year of the goat, 2-3, where shit don't fly, and we do what we will. And big, you know, you ain't gonna find no chumps on this channel. This is everybody who respects each other. We don't do that. You know, we don't ride like that with all that bullshit and the negative energy. But we do like to have fun. And what's up, Shady Bird? We see you down there.
Yeah, sorry,
Shady
I wasn't
Bird, Shady
commenting.
Bird. Yeah,
No, I was
just
gonna say.
add.
Sorry,
I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say. I get ringside, and if I have to take a body slam, a shot to the head to distract that ref if something's going on, I will fucking do it. I will
Hey,
get in there. I'll
you,
take some shots, bro.
you never know when it comes down to that no good Conor Vega, brother, because when it comes down to the dirty tactics, Conor Vega, he doesn't run out of them. But one thing about it, what everybody has to understand is this: Big Stan Harris, as far as wrestling concerned, did not start out a babyface. Okay, that situation right there was completely administered by the fans. We were supposed to be like the hottest heel duo. Going into New Boston, Texas one night, and when me and the good doctor came out, man, the crowd erupted. And it just kind of went from there. Well over 600 people the night before the Super Bowl. I went in as the SPW United States champion that night. As a matter of fact, the NWA heavyweight championship was also defended that night. I was able to successfully defend my title on the same night that the NWA championship, which was held by Tim Storm at the time, which is just another highlight that I could mention while I'm thinking about it, because sometimes I think about this kind of stuff and sometimes I don't, but just for the people out there to kind of know a little bit more about some of the things that I have been able to experience in wrestling, and thankfully the good doctor was there with me on that particular night.
I think I did interrupt Dr. X, sir. Go ahead, sir. I do apologize.
Oh no, no, you're good, man. I was just laughing a while ago at some of the comments, like how they can get you through some tables. Yeah,
Oh man, he's the champ. He's the champ, not just in SPW. He's the champ over here, man. Everybody loves Big Stan. He is the people's champion for sure.
and as far as Danny Dolphin, bless you too. You know,
Yeah, I'm very blessed to be a part of a community, a set of people who like to do things and don't trip on shit and understand how important life is. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move this on to some more topics. Chat, keep it coming. Um, and I appreciate all the likes you guys have been giving. Thank you very much for that.
Let me make sure I shout out my man, Prophet Director, one more time. Okay, because Prophet Director is talking about bringing some Crimson Guards if it comes down to it. All right. Now I don't know if the good doctor is aware of what that is referring to, but that's the GI Joe stuff that he's referring to, man. The Prophet Director, when it comes down to it, me and him could get into some Star Wars like nobody else. So let me give a big shout out to the Prophet Director for uh, suggesting bringing the Crimson Guards if it comes down to. I thought that was pretty cool.
all I can say is the more the merrier. Bring them on.
Absolutely.
That's what I say. We're going to talk about a little AEW right now.
Oh man.
First off, let's talk about how Darby Allen went up against Samoa Joe for the TNT title in his hometown of Seattle and came home not with one coffin drop, but two coffin drops and secured that thing. We're gonna kind of go around. Big Stan, you're gonna kind of lead that up, but I did want to make a comment. I love the chemistry in the ring on screen, just how it looks with him and Sting, just fits with me. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Big Stan, on that match and Darby Allen versus Samoa Joe. Yeah, Samoa Joe. I'll be
Uh,
right
to,
back.
Now, to be honest, I didn't watch the match yet. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out. But I thought it was an interesting booking decision. Uh, on paper, of course, you don't see Darby Allen beating Samoa Joe, but I get it. I get why they did that. Darby Allen actually has a lot of fans and everything. And so, it's one of those situations where you got to go ahead and put your money behind the man that's selling tickets, you know. And Darby Allin is doing just that. I don't have anything against the decision that was made because he has proven himself in the ring to be able to hold his own when it comes down to it. So I think that it was a shocking decision, and hey, I like the shock factor when it comes down to it in wrestling, and it was done right, you know, and again, Darby Allen, it's not his first rodeo as a TNT champion. I think that it was well deserved, and only the future knows what's in store. So I'll just be awaiting to see where this particular TNT championship run by Darby Allen will turn out to be like. Good doctor, did you get a chance to check that out by any
I
chance?
did. I finally, I recorded it and finally got to watch it the other evening. Like you said, on paper, it really doesn't make sense to me. And as far as being believable, somebody Samoa Joe size against somebody Darby Allen size, you think Samoa Joe would just totally obliterate him. Uh, but then again, things happen. Uh, and Darby Allen came out the winner, which I was glad to see. I think it was cool he got it back in his hometown. Um, Darby Allen is a hot ticket, man. I tell you, he is so talented, and I don't understand how the boy can walk. I'm
Right,
surprised he's not crippled.
right.
I'm literally amazed at how resilient he is and able to come back from the things that he puts his body through night after night. I mean, he just amazes me totally.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's impressive in his own right,
Uh,
and
but
and
wait
the
till you
fact that
watch it, and you'll see what I mean. Because he takes a shot on the stairs that is just I don't know how he's able to stand up.
That knee
Literally.
shot, that shot with his knee off the ladder.
No, the backdrop on the metal steps.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that he puts his body through night after night. You know, I'm not a real doctor, but if I was, I'd tell him to quit wrestling. I mean, I just don't know how he does it, but he's phenomenal. He really is.
Um, with that, I'd like to segue kind of into a little something else. When you watch Darby, okay, the people who've been watching for decades. When I watch Darby Allen, I see the people who did it before him that paved the way. That I can see the wrestlers that gave him inspiration. And I can name them all out in my head. When I watch him, I'm like, that guy has watched and idolized these people, Hardys, Shawn Michaels, all the people who paved the way, who first started doing stuff like that, right?
Right.
So shout out to people that have done it along the way that know how to do it. And how I want to segue that is, and this is just my opinion, to MJF. MJF a while ago, it's been 6, 7 months ago, where I walked out, was unhappy with this particular contract situation, and wanted more. I remember watching a couple things, and a couple veteran wrestlers who I respect a lot had made the comment, look, we had to pave our way through. We worked through that crappy first contract we had, paid our dues, and then we got the one we wanted. We didn't skip over, we didn't cut corners, we didn't walk out and say we're not coming back till we get the one we want. So that all paves the way with everybody who did it before us. What do you guys think in the way everything was handled with that situation and now him being the champ? Um, go ahead, Big Stan.
I think that as the old saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. I don't think AEW wants to take a chance on possibly losing another big name guy for their company. I
Yeah,
just I just, I
I,
just
I
think
uh,
they had to go ahead and do what they feel like they needed to do in order to keep MJF happy, for the time.
he's a great wrestler too. He's a strong draw, right? There's no doubt about that. How many wrestlers before him were in that first shitty contract that were a huge draw, paid their dues, got what they wanted? through that way. No shade to his talent. Great talent. Great on the mic, great in the ring, great at getting a response from the crowd that you need. No shade toward him. The way AEW let it go on, the way they handle it. Could that be it? When you let the inmates run the asylum, what ultimately happens, Dr. X?
Well, you know, uh, the only problem I have with MJF is from a booking standpoint. If AEW was my company, there would be some kind of stipulation that he has to defend the title every so many days. We would not be going through this. Oh, I'll just defend it when I want to. No, that's just bull. He needs to be a fighting champion. That's the only thing I have against MJF. As far as everything else with MJF, I love him. He is one of the best modern day heels that there's been in a long time. And he lives it 24/7, 7 days a week. You see him out on the street, he'll give you the bird. I mean, that's just him. And I think it's awesome that he lives it every single day. He never breaks character. I don't think if his mama come over to visit him that he would act any different than he does on TV every single week. And I think it's wonderful that he is that dedicated to a character. And as far as talented, he's super talented. Mic skills, bar none. You know, and there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of great mic skills, but they can't wrestle, and vice versa. They can wrestle, but they have no mic skills. So he's phenomenal on the mic. He's phenomenal in the ring. He just needs to wrestle more.
Go ahead, Big Stan. I did kind of interject with you. Continue on. I'm sorry, sir.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think they've got themselves something as far as AEW with MJF. I even noticed going back to Ricky Starks. I noticed a really nice dynamic between Ricky Starks and MJF a few weeks ago when they were in the ring cutting promos on each other. I think that they actually have something. As far as AEW, they have something with just Ricky Starks and MJF. Like you could actually take that and turn it into something that can take you a long way. Years down the road, you can still have Ricky Starks versus MJF if it's done right.
Oh yeah. Well, that promo that Ricky cut on MJF that night, that was one of the best promos I've seen in years.
Right on.
Literally, I mean, and he just did that off the cuff. I heard him talking after that, and he said he just made it up as he went along, and that's what you need, man. I mean, it was just phenomenal.
Yeah, off the cuff. Off the cuff comes from your personality. The better your personality, the better you come off. When it comes to wrestling, your persona, the way you look, how you speak, how you hold yourself, puts you above anybody else. And I know, so AEW is a great watch. It's amazing. I love to watch it. It looks good. It sounds good. The talent is amazing. I just would hope that they can run it well so we can keep getting this, because ultimately in life, competition, you need competition. Competition drives motherfuckers to be better. 100%, nothing else. WWE needs competition. AEW needs competition. Every outfit needs it to do better.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely. Only big problem I have with AEW is they're bringing in too many former WWE rejects. They need to cut back a little bit. They've got lots of talent that they're not utilizing properly. But It's not my company, and I don't write the checks. So there you go.
Well, they should just fall back on their talent instead of the WWE name.
Right.
That's what I think. Because you're right, they have plenty of it.
Well, they lost Cody Rhodes. They weren't utilizing him properly either.
I think that was a big mistake on their part.
Yeah.
When I watched him in WWE the first time, I didn't get that feel. I did when he was in AEW.
Yeah, definitely.
The sight test, the visual. I know, Big Stan, you had some AEW highlights or some stuff you want to talk about regarding all that.
If you consider this AEW news, it's AEW related due to Kenny Omega defeating Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Championship over the weekend at the Wrestle Kingdom. And let's see who else was there. Sasha Banks, or formerly Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Moné debuted against former NXT women's talent Kairi Sane, now going by just Kairi, if I'm not mistaken. Rick Ross dropping the F-bomb during the AEW programming. I thought that was very hilarious, in my opinion, because that's just one of those things, man, you did not expect. But I can relate. He was just being himself in the moment, and what you got is what you got. You know what I'm saying? And then for AEW bring in, I think this is like their probably a fourth hip hop act with him. I think they've had Bow Wow involved, along with, let's see, Trina and Kevin Gates. It might have been somebody else, but I think Rick Ross, besides Bow Wow, I think Rick Ross's involvement has been a pretty good payoff, depending on how you look at it.
With you saying that, it kind of makes me think of something, Dr. X and Big Stan. Do you think that day of controversy, shock and awe, do you think it is done and it can't come back with the particular climate that we live in the world? When we talk about that, we think of WCW and we think of Attitude Era. Can it not happen anymore? What do you guys think? What do you think, Dr. X?
I don't know. I think the days of WCW are just that. They're long gone. The days of old Mid South and World Class and WCW, it's just a thing of the past, and that's just the way that the business has evolved. Unfortunately, it's just not as exciting as it used to be on some aspects. I don't know. What do you think, Big Stan?
Well, do you think it's because of the wrestler personality, or do you think it's the times we live in that says no, we can't do things like from the Attitude Era, things from like I grew up where we just like bust each other's balls. We went in on each other, and that's what I saw when I was growing up. That's what I saw in the late '90s. I'm like, that's how we are. You know what I mean?
It's probably just a combination of both. If you look at it, they're still doing some of the same things. They're just pushing the envelope a little bit further in some cases. I don't know what the answer to that is. There's some things that I question every week when I watch. So I don't know.
Go ahead, Big Sam. Sorry, he had passed it to you.
I do believe that there is still a possibility for it, but you have to be able to bring it about. You have to be able to deliver. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's been done, but it's been a while.
Then how many times can you redo it?
How can you redo it?
I mean, how many times can you redo the same thing over and over?
Right, absolutely. I think prime example right now. If WWE were to bring back CM Punk, period, I think it is, just the fact that they would do that, just the fact that both parties would agree on doing business again in a full capacity would be one of those opportunities, would be one of those moments, but yeah, because I guess a lot of the talent, doesn't hold grudges anymore. Like if they leave WWE or what have you, like if something like that was still, a thing, I guess, you know what I'm saying?
Well, so Big Stan, I got a question when you say that.
Mm-hmm.
We talked earlier about competition. Competition is crucial. So are you trying to say like some of the to me when you say that is some of it being weaker because I'm going to take it to heart. I'm competitive, right? At the end of the day when it's all said and done like I can look back and I can say I did what I did. I can respect that person now, but in the heat of the moment, I'm going to be competitive as I can. So if we got to go to war, we got to go to battle. I'm going to say the things I got to do. I'm going to do the things I got to do. Do you think that particular okay, as mankind, you say testicle fortitude. Do you think there's a little lacking of testicle fortitude in that nature then? Because strong competitive drive is what gives you that edge.
Yeah.
Do you think some of that's gone with the personal wrestler?
Yeah, I do.
Definitely.
You got to have a grudge. I know they had a story where, and I'm talking about competitive drive. Shaq had like made up a story that David Robinson had not signed his autograph when he was a kid. So every time he saw him, he just went at him. He just went at him. He just went at him. That's competitive drive. And he later said, look, that story wasn't true. I put it in my mind. I wanted to have something to go at this dude because he was a threat to me. Is that what we're talking? That's what gone nowadays? That place to go inside is the year of the GOAT, 2-3. Michael Jordan, those particular attitudes, the people like freaking Shawn Michaels, Austin, freaking Bret Hart, that killer instinct, just want to take you down no matter cost. Is it dying?
Yeah, I think so.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and you do have to have that,
Like I don't know, Dr. X, like, did you have that competitive drive that you just couldn't control? Like when you say MJF goes into character and he doesn't break out of that, I feel like that's kind of necessary to be a success in any kind of thing that you do, especially wrestling.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, you've got to be committed, and he is definitely committed. I mean, I've got a question for y'all, and this is totally getting off the subject, but I've got to ask. Week after week on AEW, if you notice, how many times do the announcers miscall a maneuver? Do you think they do it on purpose? Because everything they somebody throws a thrust kick or a super kick and they call it a drop kick. It's not a drop kick. Well, what's the deal with that?
I don't think it's on purpose. I don't know what
I made a comment on the AEW page on Facebook not long ago, and everybody was crucifying me for pointing it out. It's like, oh, you never make a mistake, or to me, if you've been in the business as long as I have, or Tony Schiavone's been doing it, you don't make those mistakes.
Right.
You know your moves, but that's just another.
Well, that's you spitting knowledge. I mean, Facebook is not a place that is very uplifting, in my opinion. It's shark infested waters. So you know what? If they're up your ass, then I say fuck that. But you see something and somebody's not being educated in what they're doing and they should be.
Yeah.
Sorry, Big Stan. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just gonna tell y'all, check your text messages. You pack. You might be able to do something with that, with what I just sent. You could probably incorporate it in the show. I'm sorry, but I'm just now thinking to send you that. But yeah, man. I'm like you, Dr. X. I watch the programming a lot of times, and it's kind of like you're trying to see what's being done right.
Yeah.
As opposed, and you really can't help but to look at it that way.
Well, I guess it's just my
mean?
hard headedness and my old school mentality, but it just drives me up a wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's like.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off subject.
No, it's great.
Once you know how it goes, you know what I'm saying? Once you know how it goes and how it's supposed to go, it's hard not to call it out.
Yeah, I mean,
and with these guys being on TV, they're on TV and they've been on TV for decades.
Well,
like
you look at Taz and Excalibur, they're wrestlers. They should know above anybody else what a move is.
Right.
And they call it wrong all the time. So it just bugs the shit out of me. So,
yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to do something with that right now, Big Stan. If it will upload, we will have it.
Yeah, I got to get me one of those.
Right off. Yeah, man. I meant to send that way before now, but I was just thinking about it again.
Yeah, I've got to find me a t-shirt guy too, man, because I still owe Pack a shirt.
I was just my guy, but I don't know, man. I just got off the phone with him for some more upsetting news.
Uh-oh.
I guess I'll get my shirts within the next month.
Yeah, at this point, I may just have to draw something on a t-shirt with a magic marker and send it to him, because man, I ain't having no luck.
Yeah, it's like the hardest thing right now is to get t-shirts printed.
Man, merchandising is killing me, dude.
Yeah.
I might just have to go back to vinyl stickers or something.
Yeah, I'm definitely considering probably just buying the equipment and just doing it myself.
Yep.
Yeah, if you keep it going for just a second, I'm trying to upload that right now, Big Stan, so I can show it. It's not uploading yet, but I'm working on it.
Okay. Yeah, just in case.
Coming soon, the do-it-yourself Dr. X paint by number kit.
Hey man, that don't sound like a bad idea.
Oh Lord.
I mean, it's just one of those things that we go through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're trying to have merchandise, and we deal with a lot of disappointment.
And by the time you pay for merchandise, you can't hardly charge anybody for it because you ain't gonna make no money.
Right. It's just means of, at the end of the day, it's like now it's just means of just putting your brand out there. You just advertising yourself, because you can't really,
like you said, you can't really profit money or Vince McMahon's, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to profit off of your merch these days.
Yeah. People like me and you, we still work that 9 to 5 every week.
Absolutely. Yes. Thankfully we can still go about making money in other ways, to kind of fund our merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, merch is hard to get produced these days. So we're just probably going through the wrong sources.
Yeah, well, you showing me that, man. I'm excited for you now.
Oh man, thank you. Yeah, we actually have some other things in the works, some other projects that's in the works.
Well,
as soon as I can kind of get a little further along with it, I can start sharing images of that as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Man, I'm trying. It is uploaded so I could show it to everybody. But man, I'm having tons of technical issues. It won't flip over in my photos. to show this, so I'm trying, man. What
I
the
mean,
fuck?
if it doesn't work out, man, I mean, you got it. You know, like if you want to advertise it on your IG or something to that effect, you know, or just whatever, you know, whatever for future references. But I want to make sure.
I'll definitely put it on my Facebook page later.
Okay,
Yeah.
right on.
What we're talking
Yeah, I
about
don't
is
know exactly. I don't have a date on when they'll arrive just yet, but hopefully it'll be soon.
Where you having to get those out of?
I don't know exactly. Let's see if I can
Oh,
get a.
it's okay, man.
what we're talking about is Big Stan's current merchandise, and I'm trying to get uploaded it so I can show it on the stream, but it's being a fucking cock tonight. I don't know what the deal is with the fucking tech tonight. I think StreamYard needs to freaking get some shit fixed, or I'm gonna have to pay somebody else for a streaming service. I've been having a lot of problems with the streaming service lately,
Man, that's crazy.
and I pay these motherfuckers for this shit.
Right.
Unacceptable. Damn it. Yeah, I just can't get it to go.
So StreamYard's acting like a backyard wrestling promotion right now.
Acting like a yeah. In my words, it's acting like a bitch. But yeah, it's freaking third rate right now. Damn it.
So yeah, Dr. X, I don't have a location right off, but I will find out exactly where those are.
Oh, that's all right. I was just curious, man.
But yeah, if you're interested, if you ever decide to try to get something like that manufactured for yourself, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, I can definitely get you linked up with the company that does it.
Yeah, I might have to show it with my phone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, yeah, I'll show it with my phone. I'll do the best I can. Fucking janky ass shit. But here, let me show you what Big Stan's talking about. There we go. Let's see. I don't know if it'll flip sideways. Let's try that.
Good.
There you go.
That's it right there, baby. Coming soon. 2023.
Everybody can take home a piece of the champ.
The official Big Stan Harris Slam Buddy. Yeah.
That's fucking sick. Oh man.
$50 a piece, shipping and handling.
You heard it here first from the good doctor.
And that ain't gonna be paint by numbers, god damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all don't pay no attention to me.
Oh yeah, definitely pay attention to the good doctor.
Oh shit. Lord. Hey, Big Stan.
Hey, there you go. Danny Dolphin says she needs to cuddle one there, Big Stan.
Hey, they're coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh,
does she want to cuddle one of those or just you?
Stay tuned and coming soon. Well, you should be better off with the Slam Buddy.
Yeah, your little woman might not like the other.
Yeah, you know how they go. You know how it goes.
I know, man.
All fun though. We got we're gonna go ahead and cut this off because I know the time allotted by Big Stan and Dr. X, and we have ran out of time. Unfortunately for myself and everybody else, man. I would love to hear stories like that's another thing I knew we wouldn't have time for, just kind of stories in the business with Dr. X and Big Stan, but we've ran out of time.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of them, man. Just with the little time that I've been
I think I forgot more than I remember.
Oh man, yeah, I think I can pull up some good ones, man.
Yeah.
The next time around, yeah, we'll definitely have to get into some of that.
I'm gonna say I'm usually I say my piece last. I'm gonna say my piece first because I'm in such amazing, honorable company tonight. I want to say thank you very much to Dr. X Big Stan, for being able to talk to you guys, being able to get to know you guys. Some really good people. Great conversations. So go ahead, Dr. X, as we get on out of here, and then Big Stan.
Well, man, I appreciate your fact, Stan, as always. It's good to talk to y'all. Looking forward to the next go round. It's been too long. Pack, our thoughts and prayers to you and your family and your father in law. I know that's a tough thing y'all are going through, but I guarantee you it's going to be all right. And you can take that to the bank.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Me and my family appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All
And
right.
you closing it out tonight, baby.
Hey, before I go any further, big up and big shout out to my man Dare 2727. I seen he just slid in on us. Glad you could make it, my brother. Other than that, same deal, with my man Pack here. Much love and respect to you and your family, and of course, you're in my thoughts and my prayers. As far as everything goes, but right now specifically with your father-in-law, your wife, and everybody involved, just know that my heart goes out 100%. And to my main man, my man that has always had my back like no other, the honorable, greatest mind in all of professional wrestling. It is always an honor and a pleasure and a privilege to be able to rock the house with my man, the one and only Dr. X. It's always a good time. It's always uh, a well needed breath of fresh air whenever we get a chance to conversate and talk about whatever it is, that's going on at the moment. Uh, for everybody that's always hanging, swinging, and banging with us in the chats here on the Three Live stream, and for everybody out there that that just supports Big Stan Harris, supports Dr. X in the Three Live stream, my man Pack. I can't thank you all enough. You know, uh, it is a tremendous honor of mine, and of course, my man Big Al Henderson. Get well soon. If you need me for anything, hit me up. We just gotta keep on pushing, man. We gotta keep on pushing. We gotta just keep going strong, no matter what. We only have one life, and that's been my motto and my slogan, man. As of late, we just gotta live and be happy. Be happy, man. At all costs, man. Just try to be as happy as you can be. Don't let life beat you down. You know, I know it's easier said than done, but man, I tell you, I've fought through a lot. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you name it. I've had a lot of hurdles to try to overcome. In these last few years. So just take it from me. First and foremost, uh, you can do it. You know, just keep God first. You know, if all possible, and just like I say, just stay strong. Everything will work itself out.
Hey, Pack, if I could say one more thing. Big Stan, I forgot to mention earlier, our thoughts and prayers out to you and your family also. I know recently you had another loss in your family, and we are thinking about you, and I haven't forgot about you on that. Anybody out there, if y'all got any questions for me or whatever, I'll go ahead and give you out my email. It's drxentertainment@yahoo.com. If y'all got anything to say, anything we can bring up next discussion or whatever that you want to know about me personally, shoot me an email. I'll be glad to answer anything I can and look forward to hearing from all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much appreciated. Very much appreciated.
No, thank you all, man. This has been awesome as usual.
Where else you gonna get somebody that has no problems with taking questions, sharing his email, and letting you when he does that, he's letting you be a part of his life and his mind, and that's not something to take for granted. This man has got something to offer the world, maybe like no other man does, and each of us have our unique abilities. Big Stan, as Dr. X said, it's very unfortunate what's happened. January just seems to be a hard month over and over kind of here lately. So the best thing I could tell everybody is don't take anything for fucking granted. Don't take a breath of air for granted. You don't know what's coming next, man. That's why I have some shows to do this weekend. I'm like, damn it, I've got to free up the schedule for when you guys get this wrestling event on. I may have to cancel some of them plans because I don't, you know what I mean? Putting everything off and thinking you got the time to do it just isn't the proper way of thinking.
Absolutely.
So once again, I'm honored. Everybody in the chat, y'all are bangers. I love talking about this shit. If I had my way about it, I would be talking to these guys more often than I did. But we all have schedules, families, things going on. I'm honored, and that's all I got to say.
You know, Pac, that's what we're here for. You know, I consider you guys family. If you need anything, you got my phone number. Stan's got my phone number. Don't hesitate to use it, brother.
No,
yeah. We'll definitely be back with another Wrestle Chat real soon. Whether it's on my channel or here on the 3 Live stream, we will definitely try to get some more Wrestle Chat content out between now and WrestleMania for sure. Because it's going to be an interesting time. It's always an interesting time, throughout the world of professional wrestling, from January to April. It's usually pretty much the highlighted month, for wrestling. So, we will definitely make sure that we game plan for yet another unforgettable episode of the Wrestle Chat.
There you go. Hey, I want to leave y'all with one question. You know, you mentioned earlier something about CM Punk going back to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the chances would be he would be the surprise entrant?
That would, hey.
Just something to think about.
Royal Rumble.
That's why you're the good doctor. That's why you're the good doctor.
Well, I don't know about
you're
all
the greatest
that.
mind of professional wrestling right there.
Well,
See
just
the way
a thought,
he
man.
People?
I mean, the way things have gone down for him in AEW, why not?
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate
gears are turning. You see how his gears are turning? That's why he is the man behind BSH. You know what I'm saying? Because his gears are always turning in ways that no other has. He has gears in places other people don't even have gears. He has gears in places people don't even have places.
Some people might say the hamster's just flopping dead in the wheel there, but anyway.
Oh man, you can't turn a powerful mind off. I'm sure that mind continues, Dr. X, whether you want it to or not, because it just is a gift you've been given, sir.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Well, as always, it's been a pleasure, fellas.
Yes. And with
that, same here.
With that being said, we have two outros to take care of. I'll do mine first before we end with Big Stan. Everybody, just be cool. Do good things for other people. And Big Stan's going to take us out.
Until the next time, y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what to do. And we will catch you on the next one. Doc, go ahead and hit us one more time with where they can take it.
Hey, you know where it's at, baby. It's right here on Wrestle Chat. All the time with Pac, Big Stan Harris. And hey, I'll be here whenever they invite me back. Thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate and love each and every one of you. Y'all stay cool, baby.